It's Wednesday, and Stinker's wondering where his food is. A few minutes later, and Stinker's got his food, but there's a couple of little updates. Just so it's on record, we've got some sprouts here. That appears to be the A, or I believe the yard-long beans. And not in the middle planter, but in the one on the right here, we've got the yard-long in the front and the pole beans on the sides. That's pretty much it. Okay, a few more minutes later, and I forgot something. I wanted to point out that I transplanted our guest plant yesterday. It seems to still be doing okay, although there's a couple of leaves here that are probably, come off pretty darn easily. So we'll see if it bounces back. It's got a slightly larger pot, some new soil in it, so we'll see how that goes. And on the tomato, I finally decided to just cut off as much dead wood as I could. So if you look, you just go up. It's just a spindly little thing with a little bit at the top there, and a couple of buds that we don't know if we're going to get anything from. So we'll give them a chance, but if they just die out like they usually do over here, I don't know what the deal is, but if they just die out, I'll cut it down and put something else in the pot. It's Thursday morning and there's not too much to report. I think the painters are mostly done, but I think I'm going to wait just until the weekend to put everything back together on the railing here. As for developments here, you can see the first pot's growing pretty well. In the middle pot we've got actually the pea is actually starting to pop out. Over here, actually, oddly enough, looks like I've got 2 plants here instead of 3, so I'm not sure what I did. We'll figure it out when it pops up. Nothing much more. Okay, it's Saturday morning. I'm finally back to the garden. There goes Stinker walking by. And I think what I'm going to do is, from this position, I'm actually going to do a little time lapse as I rebuild the planters on the railing. Okay, so most of the flower work is done. I've still got some other work to do. Let's see what we've got over here. I've still got the space. Obviously, I've still got a lot of work to do here. But I've still got a space along the railing. And that's going to become the herbs and such, the smaller food growth. So, and then the other stuff, I think what I'm going to do is put all along the base here, which I'm going to put all back together. I have put the beans back into place where they originally were. So, we'll see. Oh, and the reason for consolidating all the flowers into those 4 is so when people come down the stairs here, these stairs, it looks a little bit nicer, and the stuff that was behind the tree is no longer buried. It's also a lot nicer from this view coming up the pathway, this pathway, although the stairs do kind of get in the way. Okay, so now I've got all the planter boxes mounted to the railing. A little note, I use cable ties to mount them, and you can see I've actually got different colored cable ties here. I just kind of run along here and you can see the different colors. Actually, it pretty much goes to white. For all the flowers, they're white. But when it came down to the herb section of the garden, it turned out I was running out of white cable ties. So I was going through all my old cable ties. One good source you could look for is like a dollar store or a 99-cent store. But as I was going through my old cable ties, I realized, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I've got some cinnamon basil, so that's going to be in the red zone. I've got the regular large leaf basil, which was actually a bonus when I ordered my seeds. That's going to go in the green zone here. And then I got the chamomile, which is going to go in the white zone. And I'm not sure if I'm going to plant more chamomile. Sorry, stopped on me again. I'm not sure if I'm going to plant more chamomile or something else in the black zone here. So, but at least I've got it kind of zoned off, and it actually kind of matches to some degree with how much sun I get. Okay, so I made up my mind. I went ahead and At the far end here, we're in the black zone. I went ahead and put some chamomile. I may at some point decide to pull that up depending on how all the rest of it's doing and put something else in its place, but I've got enough seeds right now to keep me busy for quite a while. And another interesting thing I just noticed, I've got the sun directly behind me, and in the case of these particular beans, I can actually see the leaves pointing right at the sun. They could have rotated over or whatever, but let's see, you can see the back side of the leaves, so they really are reaching for the sun, and at night they'll fold up. Okay, so it's Sunday morning now, and still haven't completely figured out how I'm going to do all the plantings, and I'm still trying to work. But there's one thing I did figure out, and that's to make some room here for some of the newer plantings. I'm going to take this. Okay, so I'm going to pick it up with one hand without dropping it. And move it over here. And put it on this thing. Sorry, I'm going to have to move the camera here. And I have another one that I'll do that with. So that's done. These are probably the most mature plants from the nursery, if you want to call it that. So I figured it's if anything's going to move, these two are going to move. That makes more room over here for all of these little pots that I've got here, but I'm going to try and plant a bunch of the stuff in. I'm not going to move everything over to bigger planters just yet because I don't have enough of these little saucers for the bigger planters, so just trying to keep it all within budget. Okay, first we're going to go with a few of these Sugar Baby watermelon seeds. Let's put one up there, put one over here, put one over there, and drop them in lightly, and cover them up just a bit. And I'm only doing 3 of them because I don't know what the propagation rate is and how well they take. If all 3 of them work, then I'll find homes for the other 2. I don't think I can really afford to have more than about 1 on this balcony. Okay, and next we've got the spaghetti squash and the scallop squash. That now leaves me with the lemon cucumber and the little finger carrots, which are actually a bonus. The lemon cucumber was actually the one thing I was looking for when I went out to buy all these seeds, but then I found all the other interesting ones. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to abandon the little finger carrots for the time being and just put the lemon cucumber in the one remaining pot that I can put up here.